Of the original hearing, I said that this was one of the most difficult decisions I have been called upon to make. I agreed to a rehearing because new evidence had emerged, and because of a change in certain other circumstances which had influenced my original decision. As you know, my primary consideration has been the welfare and happiness of the child involved. Although I'm also aware that the other members of the family are vulnerable human beings with their own needs and rights. Sometimes the court, quite literally, has to have the wisdom of Solomon in order to reach a just decision. Now, I've spent considerable time reviewing the transcripts of the original hearing and the revelations that have come to light since then, including the death of the chief witness at the hands of Mr. Spaulding's attorney. I've also learned the reason for Mrs. Spaulding's earlier emotional instability, the fact that she was addicted to a particular medication, an addiction which she has now overcome. In addition, I've heard evidence that for 9 years, Mr. Spaulding withheld from his former wife the fact that she was unable to bear more children. I've also considered a statement from the counselor at the boys' school. He reports that since Phillip has been living with his father, there are indications of a few minor emotional problems. Of course, I've taken into account Mr. Spaulding's recent remarriage. And I appreciate the fact that Phillip's new stepmother seems deeply devoted to him. Nonetheless, considering all aspects of the case, I feel the best interest of the child would be served by granting custody of the child to Mrs. Elizabeth Spaulding, with generous rights of visitation for the father. I will entertain recommendations for those rights from both attorneys as soon as possible.
No.
The implementation of this change in custody should take place as soon as possible.
Your Honor, I wish you'd reconsider this decision. I know the...
Oh, my God. Mike, we did it. We won.
Jackie, I want you to know how much I appreciate everything you've done for Phillip and for me. Knowing that you were there looking out for Phillip made the whole thing much more bearable. Please know that you can come and be with us at any time. We both love you. Thank you.
I'm sure you'll get a lot of mileage out of this victory. You must be very pleased with yourself. I knew you were a dirty fighter,
Listen
but I
here,
didn't...
Spaulding.
No, you listen to me. Your insinuations and innuendos cost me this case.
The facts cost you this case.
You're a cheap grandstander, and I want you to remember one thing. I will never forget what you've done to me.
And now, the guiding light. This portion is presented by Pampers. They help keep baby dry. And by Ivory. There's a pure, natural kind of clean when you lather up with Ivory.
You know something? I think I'm basically a night person. I mean, there's definite advantages to working a late shift. Like, I get to sleep in late. That's one. Of course, I don't know how I'm going to feel by 8 o'clock tonight. Hillary? Huh? I said I'd hate to do surgery early in the morning. Yeah. Hey, who are you? Oh, is that the nursing program? The nursing program? Yeah, did you get permission to go into it?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard yet.
Well, are you worried about it?
No.
Well, you're worried about something. You want to tell me what it is? Roger?
I thought I knew him.
You did know him, definitely. And everything you knew was very bad.
He let me believe that he loved me.
Mm-hmm. And then he dumped you for Holly.
Yeah, but I understood that. I mean, he did explain to me about Christina.
Hillary, he could explain away everything he's ever done. Except for what he did to Holly.
I guess I just don't want to believe that. Just wish I understood what really happened.
Hillary, you know what happened.
I heard on the news that he pleaded not guilty.
Of course he did. I'd consider myself very lucky if I were you. He never got extremely angry with you. You don't have any idea what a guy like that could do.
I cared about him, Katie. I cared about him so much. I don't know. There was a part of him somewhere that I just never saw before. I didn't understand it.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it seems like I've been doing that all of my life. I think that I know somebody, and then I discover that they're not what I thought they were at all.
Yeah?
Well, like my parents. I mean, after all of this time, I found out they were living a lie. I just can't count on anybody.
Oh, come on. I think you can.
I gotta toughen up.
Look, I know you've been through some rough times, but everybody goes through them, one time or another.
You know what my problem is? I depended too much on other people. You know, okay, I did that, and maybe now I'm smarter. Now I realize that I could take control of my own life, you know, that I gotta take care of myself.
You are your own best friend.
Yeah.
Good. Can your roommate be your next best friend? You know you are.
Good. I'm glad. You know, a lot of people would have said that, I told you so for Roger.
I think I said that, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the main thing is you're not the only girl in the world that's ever been hurt by a guy.
Yeah. Oh, no.
What?
Katie, do you think that Roger's going to get out on bail?
Yeah, I would think he would.
He's going to get out of jail and he's going to come to the apartment.
Across the hall.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to see him. Oh, God, Katie, I couldn't handle that.
Can't say I blame you.
What am I going to do?
Alan, I tried to warn you not to count too heavily on winning.
You mean you tried to cover yourself in case you lost?
It was my best judgment of the situation that the judge might reverse his original opinion. That's why I wanted you to try for an out-of-court settlement with your wife.
She wouldn't go for it. You knew that.
As I recall, you were very reluctant to compromise with her. You were so confident of winning.
And I should have won. And I would have won with another attorney.
I did the best I could.
Well, that obviously wasn't good enough. You couldn't even handle Mike Bauer.
The judge allowed Mr. Bauer to pursue certain lines of questioning.
A competent attorney would have found some way to stop him.
I understand your disappointment, Alan. But I'm afraid you're going to have to live with this decision.
I'm damned if I will. I want you to file an appeal.
There can't be an appeal, Alan. The judge's decision is final.
What do you mean it's final? There's got to be some way to reopen this case.
I'm afraid not. This is it. Look, you have liberal visitation rights.
I don't want liberal visitation rights. I want complete custody of my son. I'm entitled to it.
I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I read the transcript of the first court hearing, and I'm aware of the facts that have since come to light regarding the murder of the key witness against your wife. Frankly, I feel it was a gross miscarriage of justice in the first court case. In my opinion, the boy's mother should have been given custody of him from the start. Well, I feel now that justice has been done. And for your sake, Alan, as well as the boys, I urge you to accept this decision. Try to live with it. And be the best father you can for the boy when he comes to live with you. It'll only be a matter of a few years, and the boy will be old enough to be on his own anyway. Is it so terrible he spend most of those years with his mother?
Are you through?
Yes, I think so.
Good. Because I've had it with you and your excuses. What it adds up to is that you're an ineffective and possibly incompetent attorney. Consider yourself finished with Spaulding Enterprises and with me.
Elizabeth has custody of Phillip now. But Mike Bauer will never be a father to my son. I know how to stop that.
You mean I'm not going to see you anymore?
Well, not exactly that, but the judge decided that you should go and be with your mom.
Does Dad know?
Yeah, he knows.
Was the judge mad at my dad?
No. No, he just decided that you should live with your mother.
But why?
Honey, I can't explain it, really. But everything's going to be just fine. Your mother loves you very much. And I know you love her, too.
Yeah, but I wish we could all live together. As a family again.
Yeah, I know. I wish that, too.
That means I won't see you anymore.
We'll still see each other. We better. It just, won't be as much. So, I'll just have to come over and see you more often. I just told him.
I understand that you'll be living with your mother now.
Yes, Dad. When will I be gone?
I doubt if she'll waste any time. Probably today.
Today?
I want to tell you a few things. You know how awful I feel about this.
Yes, Dad.
I did everything I could to keep you with me. But the custody hearing wasn't fair.
It wasn't?
No, not at all. Mike Bauer was ruthless and dishonest. You remember I told you how he broke up our family, how he convinced your mother to leave me, and you.
Yes.
Well, that wasn't enough for him. He had to go all the way and take you away from me, too. He said some terrible things about me. He lied to the judge, and he convinced the judge that I was a terrible father.
But you're a wonderful father.
I want you to remember that Mike Bauer did this. And he did it by lying and cheating. That's the only way he could get you away from me.
Oh, Dad. Good God, Alan.
Hello. Yes, tell him I'll be there later.